It's been speculated here and elsewhere many times that Jeff and Shalia of the Twin Flames universe, as well as their coaches and followers, encourage members to pursue their twin flames at all costs. This includes if that twin flame has created a clear boundary and has asked that person to stop contacting them. This has led to allegations of stalking, harassment. It has led some members of Jeff and Shalia's cult to end up getting restraining orders against them. And for others, they end up in jail. Today, we are going to speak with one survivor who is brave enough and vulnerable enough to open up and share her experience, not just about how she got in, how she got out, and how she ended up in jail because of the cult. I hope you enjoy this interview. So sit back, relax, and take a deep breath. It's time to let the fresh air in. Hello, everyone. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Erin, and I am fascinated by all things cult, true crime, and unique spiritual practices. I release 2 or 3 videos every single week on one of these topics, so if this is something that interests you, please consider subscribing. I would absolutely love to have you here. I am so excited for you to watch this interview. Danielle is not just so strong and passionate about what she shares, she's also really hilarious. I honestly never thought I'd laugh so much in a cult survivor interview, but it is entertaining. She shares a lot of information, and it's not something that we've ever heard about on this channel directly from the survivor's mouth. So before we jump into the interview, I want to just say, Danielle, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm honored that you picked my channel, my podcast to share all of this with. Before we jump into the interview, I just want to share today's Amazon wish list for our teacher. Today's teacher is actually an anonymous teacher, so I'm going to respect that. But it was referred to me by a subscriber to the channel. So, really quickly, I just want to shout out cheesecake_lover. I love that handle. And I know we've talked in the comments before. So, hello. And thank you for your submission. This person shared their friend's mom's Amazon wish list. So, let's just take a look at some of the items on this list. Okay, we've got shoes, which is actually really important for teachers because they're on their feet literally all day. We have some appreciation gifts. We have tape, staplers. This is a lot of good stuff, guys. So if you feel so inclined this year and you are able, please consider purchasing one of the items from this Amazon wish list. I will leave the list in that pinned comment down below. And now, without further ado, let's get into my interview with Danielle. Hello, thank you so much for joining me today. I feel so honored to have you here, wanting to talk about your experience within Twin Flames universe. And thank you for posting and finding me, and then I was able to connect with you. So I know me and my viewers are very eager to hear your experience. So, where were you, and kind of when did you fall into this group, Twin Flames universe?
Right. Well, so I started the obsession with twin flames when I was younger, but twin flames universe wasn't a thing then. It wasn't until I got reintroduced after a really bad relationship fallout. And so that ended, and he was like, "I think we're twin flames. I think that's what's going on here. I think that's what this is." And I was like, "What the hell is a twin flame?" And he looks at me and he's like, "It's like the person you're going to be with for the rest of your life. Like it's your ultimate lover. Don't you know anything about this?" And I'm like, "No, I've never heard anything." He's like, "Well, you should do some research." And I was like, "Okay." So I went and I started researching and I was like, "But we're nothing alike. Like how can you say that we're twin flames? We are nothing alike. We are not the same person at all. he's like, "Oh, because you're everything that I fear becoming, and I'm everything you want to be," which was so weird to say. I was like, "Whoa, okay, back up."
You're like, "I thought if you loved me, you would like who I am." That's crazy.
It was just that's kind of when it started. Like I got out of that relationship and then I got into another one. And then that one ended because of the same person. And then after that, like I ended up basically, like, it's a long story. I have no time. That's a
That's
whole nother
okay.
podcast episode. The tea with that relationship that I don't want to explain or get into detail, because then people just will be like, "You're delusional, you're insane, it didn't really happen." Like, this, like, a lot of people that I've slept with either gaslight me because of everything that happened to me, and it's just ridiculous that I don't want to get into, so I never name names anymore. And I'm like, eventually someone's going to have to admit that they did something in order to, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's why I don't use names of people anymore anywhere online, so that it can't be connected back to anyone and there's no confusion or anything. But anyways, moving on. So this relationship traumatized,
Mm.
and so I went and I got hypnosis because I wanted to forget everything. It was so traumatizing and so catastrophic. So the first thing I did was I went and I got hypnosis. I was seeing a therapist at the, and then after that, I basically joined the cult. Like, that was the very first time that I'd ever joined TFU, because there were two different times that I joined it. There was that time, and then like, that was when I was a part of the group the first time. And then the second time was, so let me tell you what happened from that point. So from that point, I became like psychic and mediumship, and all that stuff's just not real. I found out in my deep programming stuff. And then, like, I got very into tarot and I started to grow a following on social media, and I was like, "Oh my god, there's like 10,000 followers after 1 year, you know?" And
Wow.
I just grew and grew and grew, and I kept posting the tarot readings and witchcraft and Wicca. And uh right after I started doing that, I met Ron, my ex. I will name him cuz he's not going to. And then we had a 4-year relationship from hell.
Oh gosh.
Worst relationship of my life. Like, it took the cake. Like, I thought that one was bad, that I had this one.
No.
Like, I just got beyond traumatizing, got out of a traumatizing thing. And then, like, holy hell, this happened. And it was like I was like, am I in a simulation at one point? I was like, is this that's how catastrophic it was. It was just bullshit. Um and then I started to view the posts and vent about my situation. And that's when they started encouraging coaching in 2021. I got the first restraining order in 2021.
Against you or
Someone that I believed was a twin flame got a restraining order against me in 2021 near the end of the year when I moved in with my ex, Ron. So he got the restraining order on me. And then, like, I moved back home to North Carolina. And then that was when I started doing coaching, because the after all that happened was when I was, so I moved back home to North Carolina, and then I ended up blowing up on all of my theater friends about the past. You know what I mean? Because all
mm,
that stuff had just happened. I had just gone through it, and then I just, like, totally blew up at them. All at once, they got a restraining order on me. I lost my agent at the time. I lost my entire theater company that had been working with for years, which was a shame. And after that, I was like, I need help. I went to TFU. I was like, I need coaching. They started giving me coaching, and it just, like, I ended up going to a hospital. They were actually the first that convinced me, because I had a good coach. The first coach that I had was perfect. You know what I mean? She actually told me go to a hospital. I did. I went to 3 separate hospitals. And I
wow.
couldn't get over it. but it kept making me more and more and more obsessive. You know what I mean? Like the coaching wasn't helping. It was making me more obsessive. And even she noticed it. Danielle, you're becoming more obsessed. Why are you doing this? And I'm like, I don't even know why anymore. And I kept paying them more and more and more money these sessions, and it wasn't helping. And I was still like, who's my twin flame? Like all this stuff happened, confused, I'm lost. Like, who's my twin flame? Where is he? You know, like I was blaming him. Like, where, and I still say it like that, like I was blaming him, like my twin flame, like it exists, you know what I mean? I was like, so like where was twin flame when my life was falling apart, you know what I mean? And I started to like blame God, blame him. It was ridiculous. And you know, then this year hit, and this year I worked with a different coach, and then that coach was encouraging harassment on the person who ended up putting me in jail for stalking and got a restraining order.
Wow. Can we pause on that for a second? Because I feel like thank you so much for all of that. Like, so was this with this new coach, was it the first time you'd been encouraged to continue talking, or in the forum were you seeing feedback previously?
There was a lot of feedback from other people and other coaches and like encouraging the harassment in the forms, but it wasn't shown in my coaching because it is in the forms. Like if you look at it,
Yeah.
and then if you look at the Reddit, it's even worse. I looked up the word restraining order to see how many people who also got restraining orders. Pages scroll down and down and down. And then there's hundreds of comments too.
So when you tell your coach you got a restraining order, are they like keep trying? Like what is their reaction?
They're like, "Stop, like, he's not your twin flame." It takes them until that point to tell you that that's not your twin flame. Are you serious? It's like, you should have known at the beginning when I started messaging him and I was like, "He's not messaging me back. Stop. Stop communication." That should have been, you know what I mean? Like, they
Yeah.
should have been like, "Stop it." And I would have been like, "Sure." You know what I mean? And it was just so crazy. I was so obsessive. Like twin flames in general made me so obsessive and made me a different person. Like I wasn't together. I was mentally insane. There would be times where I was on my medication and taking it, and times where, because I read somewhere in a forum, like a random forum on the internet, that you should be off your meds because you want to be closer to your twin and be healthy and stuff like that, and meds make you crazy. So because I saw that, and I didn't even mention that in the other podcast, because I saw that, I was like, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe I should go off my meds. And so I went off my meds. And every time I went off my meds, my life would blow up. So it was all stuff that these forums online were encouraging. It's not just their form, because people always just blame TFU. There are other forms, like it's not just that one, and I was a part of them all. And so
Wow.
what, the amount of people that have been institutionalized for this, if you go on the Reddit forum, for example, and put mental hospital, there are people being like, should I check in, should I check in, and scroll, you can scroll through it, and it's crazy that these forms and this concept hasn't been shut down yet. Like, when is it going to stop? When are they going to stop? It's just an extortion for money. They don't
Yeah.
care. And I know, because for a time I tried to be like a psychic and all that stuff. I thought it was real though. And I thought, you know what I mean? And I apologize to anyone, that I might have harmed, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I was accurate. I was getting results. So I was like, maybe this is real. There was never like an indication that it might not have been real, because it was so real to me, and people were just like eating up my coaching, eating up what I was doing, you know what I mean? And I wasn't a direct twin flames coach. I was just a regular psychic. I've never been a coach. But it made me so obsessive, so crazy, so insane, so delusional. And there was nothing I could, like, I felt like, when you're an addict, you're powerless over the drug. It was a drug, and I
Wow.
couldn't get enough. And I just wanted more and wanted more, and was learning all this information that turned out to be absolutely useless, that I never needed. Like, I learned about so many, and it's awful because everyone has a different friggin' idea of what a twin flame is. So you go to a psychic, this one, he has one idea of what it is. You go to this psychic, he has another idea of what it is. You run around in circles because everyone on every different form says that there are different stages and that these aren't the actual set stages. Like there's no set like this is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's TFU's version or this group's version or this version. It's nuts. It's nuts. Like it's and people don't realize like that's when I started to realize how crazy it was. Like after the first restraining orders came through, like that's when I was like, "Oh my god, this is crazy." Like but I kept doing the coaching and stuff and I didn't realize like I'm being programmed. Like I'm
Mhm.
being conditioned, you know what I mean? Like I didn't realize that this was all just like grooming, like you know what I mean? Like all that kind of stuff to mold you into I was headhunted at one point. They wanted me to be a coach.
Mhm.
And so they had contacted me several times this year, actually, asking me if I wanted to come coach school. You know what I mean? Like you're so close to your union, and like it never happened.
That's a
Like,
sales
where is
pitch?
this union? Where is this magical man? Is he gonna fall from the sky and be like, "I'm your twin flame. Let's get back together and like let's end this separation"? No, that doesn't happen. Life doesn't work that way. Like
Wow.
like the guy is just not here. He doesn't exist. Like
Do
for some
you
people, I think some people are honestly meant to be alone in life and meant to walk life alone. And then other people are meant to have their other half. That's just how it is. And like now that I've followed God and chosen God, I've learned a lot more from reading the Bible, which
Yeah.
but I'll get into the healing process a little bit later. Do you have any questions for me so far?
I do. First of all, do you have any idea how much you actually spent in the duration of your time working with coaches and paying for courses or maybe going to talks or whatever?
Didn't actually go to the summits, but they actually have summits where these people can go. And they just did one. It was in, I think, Michigan or somewhere like that. And
Yeah.
it was at like a Great Wolf Lodge. Um, and apparently there were like a conference worth full of people. And I swear to God, these were probably like $400, $500 tickets to get. So they
Yeah.
probably made, I don't know, 100,000, 200,000 off of one conference. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like, but then again, after renting the space and all that kind of stuff, I don't know how much they had left over, and I don't know if they split it between the coaches or whatever to like pay people
They
to speak or whatever. So I don't really know how much.
As far as I know, they make everyone, like, volunteer, and they take a cut of whatever the coaches make. So, I don't know how much.
You know that because my coaches have said that they take a cut.
Yeah, so do you know what you spent on?
So back to me, probably like 3,000,
Oh,
almost enough. It was enough to the point of where they were like, "Do you want to do Ascension School?" Like, you know what I mean? And that's $4,000.
oh, $4,000 is how much
They should
Ascension
have.
School
I
cost?
feel like after you spent the $4,000 amount on coaching, they should be like, let's just give you Ascension School.
Yeah,
Like, you
that
now
is.
work for us. Like, that would have been nicer. Like, come on.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. So you said in the Reddit thread, was that just the Twin Flames universe one or the other twin, like the Twin Flames one, or all of the above?
So, the Twin Flames, the TFU one, never is active and nobody's ever on it, and I'm pretty sure they shut that one down.
Mhm.
But the Twin Flames with an S is the one where people are just constantly like obsessive, crazy, insane, going after stuff, and like people try in the comments to be like, you know what I mean? It's not this, it's not that, that's not your twin flame. People try at least in the forums to let people know when that's not a twin flame. But the mods will ban you so quickly for the dumbest stuff. And the mods are just not on top of it at all. And the mods like don't understand like the warning signs, stuff like that. And they're like encouraging it when really like I wish honestly that the forum would be shut down because like why are you like they're not even getting money for it and they're just watching people, conditioning people and making them slowly go insane, you know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
it's the same with TFU. Like all
Mhm.
these forms, you can see the decline of people's sanity from the time that they started TFU to the time that they got too deep in.
Yeah, my videos started getting taken down when they would get I wouldn't even post them in there, like, other people would post them in there, and they would get taken down. Um, so how many restraining orders do you feel like TFU kind of caused in your life?
6?
6. So they
6.
were telling you that 6 different
Oh,
people were your twin flame.
well, they would tell me, "Oh, this person might be your twin flame." It was like playing volleyball with twin flames. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this person might be like I would send off a picture and be like, "Is it them?" And they'd be like they didn't even know what to say anymore. Like it just got so bad. And it was like I just didn't know. I wish they would have just like given me, I don't know. Like they used to have these love report things that used to actually tell you your twin flame. Dude, you know how much I could have benefited from that? I could have spent $99 and figured out my crap at the beginning.
A love
Like, you
report,
just
what did
give
that
me
look like?
so apparently it was this huge report with like guess it had a picture of your twin flame and it had like a page. Like this was not a cheap thing and you could see why because there was an actual like assessment of what that relationship would look like if you were twins.
And this was TFU?
Yeah, this was Jeff entirely a Jeff thing. Jeff also used to post who the twin flames were in the, you know what I mean? And he used to have gigantic lists of this was way back when I was in like high school, and he used to have gigantic lists. I was talking about how I remember when Divine Dish came out.
Wow. Wait, so
That's how
what
long
year
I've
was
been.
that?
I don't even know because like I started watching the videos at that point, like 2015. It was like really a long time ago. But when Divine Dish came out, I almost got it the first time, and then it came out again. Only they came back with it after the documentary.
They brought it they, like, relaunched it after the documentary came that sounds crazy to me.
Yeah,
Because that was a big part of the docu-series where it was like
right.
they were
That was
like
like an insane chunk of it, like, was this
yeah.
divine dish thing, and it was like, "Did you" I was like, "That was real," like, it was carb-based, well, because I wasn't eating, because I was only on my ADHD meds, I was like, "You know what? I could use this because then I could get" if it is carb heavy, like, I could get a good tasting meal that's easy to make, and I was like, "And it'll be delicious and cost because that's the point of it. So I was like, maybe this could benefit. And I did ask, like, there's proof that I asked, back and forth with my coach at the time, like asking about this divine dish thing, and they were like, it's not worth it. So at least they didn't
Wow.
try to sell me on that.
That's it sounds like your first coach was I wonder if there's do you know if they're still in?
Yeah, they
They
are.
are. Oh. So you said you kind of got out well, you got out earlier this year.
Yes. No, actually recently, 3 weeks. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
it's
So you're
fresh.
like
It's fresh. I am like
okay,
right out.
so how are you feeling right now? Like, cause yeah, how that is really fresh.
So, it's really fresh and it's been like really eye-opening. Like, I went immediately to an outpatient after jail and everything, and I said to myself, I need to get help in a cult and all this is happening.
So did you learn so you had to go to jail because of the restraining order?
Yeah, the
Did
last.
they so they told you to keep basically violating your restraining order to get to your twin flame?
Well, I didn't know. At that point, I was already gone. I haven't violated my.
Oh, okay. So, sorry, I'm trying to get the timeline right and kind of get a better understanding of what exactly got you out. Was it
Oh, so I got out on bail.
of the cult?
Oh,
Sorry.
the cult, like, not on jail, sorry. So, I got out because, I went directly to a church, and then I converted to Christianity, and the church, out of all people, helped me leave the cult. So, thank you, church. I love my
Wait,
church. My church helped.
so you got out on which is ironic because
The day after I went to church late earlier this month on a Wednesday, and the day after I left the.
and did you go to church after you got out of bail? Like you went got out of
Yeah.
jail? Okay.
So like because after I got out of jail, I got very close to God when I was in jail.
Okay.
I decided to find a church, and I found a church when my roommates were living with me. I had roommates for a little while, and they were living with me, and I met someone from the church in a hot tub, and I was like, they were listening to gospel music, and I was like, "What church do you go to?" And they said, "This church," and I was like, "Oh, really? Well," I was like, and they were like, "You should go if you're looking for a church." And then we started
Mm.
talking, and then like I ended up going, and then like I saw them another time, and that day, second time I saw them, just walking in front of my apartment, I decided to go to church, and then I went to that first mass, and then I was like, you know what, I got to leave the cult, and I left the cult.
Wow. Which is ironic
He
because
left.
Jess thinks he's Jesus. So,
Right. He thinks he's the second coming of Christ.
did you ever hear him say that?
Um, like in a video a really long time
Oh,
ago.
okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's taken those videos down. So,
Like, bro, what drugs were you on?
I know. And it's not like he said it
What
once, he said
drugs
it
make you like
multiple
that?
times. Yeah. So it's like if I had that amount of confidence, or delusion, I don't know.
I don't know.
So, okay, so you've come to your church. Did you tell them like about your experience and how did they
No, I
you
didn't tell them anything. But
wow.
then I left the cult and then I told them.
Okay,
They
so
found out they found out that I left the cult and all that stuff like a day or two after, and I was like, I just left the cult like randomly, and then everybody's been praying for me profusely, and God has
oh,
been so good. Like I have forgiven everyone for the past and like let go of resentment, and like it's been so healing for me to be a part of church and grow closer to God and develop a relationship with God. And I encourage people like, if you are trapped in this cult, like leave and go find Jesus, because Jesus can be the ultimate lover that you never got you, and you have yourself, and you need to pour all that love and energy and obsession that you've been pouring to some other guy who doesn't want you, obviously, onto yourself. Because if you are repeatedly, what I've realized is if you are repeatedly reaching out to, and he is not getting involved or like, with your advances or anything, then you need to just walk the heck away and be like, okay, like I can find better, like I could do better, you know?
yeah, and that's I think like I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I'd imagine it would be like really empowering.
Right, it was like to learn how to love me and love myself again through therapy. And like I've had therapy every day now. I'm on better meds. Like I got on meds for the correct illness. Like I got a correct diagnosis. Like I'm actively working on my health and healing right now. And like I have fully stopped believing in twin flames, like stopped obsessing over this union that's never going to happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like I have
Yeah.
learned I have everything I need. I am fully taken care of right now. I have the means to love myself. I have the means to pour all that love that I was pouring on other dudes onto myself. I can make amends, and then I can say what I need to say. Oh my God, something just randomly fell. Do I have a ghost? Like,
Whoa.
that's crazy. Like, I literally had like a box of pens, like right in front of my TV. And as I said that, it fell to the ground. I don't
Whoa.
have listen to me. I don't have a fan on. I don't have nothing on. That is creepy as hell. That's not the first time. Sorry. The
That's
first time that happened to
crazy.
me, I was in college and I was at Flagler College and I was staying in the haunted dorms, haunted ghost story. Break for a haunted ghost story. Sorry, I have ADD
I
brain.
I love a good ghost story, so
Okay.
I'm here
So I'm
for
in the
it.
dorm. I'm in the dorm. I'm on my bed. And it was like a day just like today. No fan on. Like AC was friggin' broken because it always was in that Ponce de Leon hotel room. And I'm sitting there and I'm just working on some stuff. No TV, no nothing. All of a sudden, I have a guest book that I used to have for people who I thought would come to my dorm or whatever to write in it, which
Oh,
nobody ever
cute.
did because everyone was too scared. So whatever. And it went flying off the printer, flipped over backwards. And I was like, what is this? Mind you, I was on the third floor. There are ghost stories. You got to investigate this of Flagler being haunted. There, there's on the third floor is the most haunted, and I was like the door right next to the door leading up to the stairs where the lady hung herself. Like I was right there, man. And we could hear music randomly at times.
Wow, that where is that?
There
Flagler?
was nothing, yeah, and there was nothing on the third floor, so it was weird that we were hearing piano. Like,
Wow, I'm like my stomach's like, "Whoa,"
yeah,
flipping. Oh, wow.
sorry. Like that
No,
goes
it's
thing. Last week, like stuff's been like randomly falling in my. Sorry to have this weird conversation. I don't know. Maybe your
no,
viewers will eat it up,
they'll
but
love it.
that there I had a thing of balsamic vinegar on top of my fridge. Mind you, I didn't open my fridge, nothing. And then like I don't know why it was there. My ex put it up there. Was staying here to help me like transition and, with everything going on, just in the other room like as a friend.
Oh, that's
Anyways,
nice.
vinegar goes off the thing everywhere, just shatters and we're like, "What the fuck?"
Oh my that would trip me out. That
Right?
would
I was so
I
tripped. I was like, "What is this?" Anyways, moving on. Any more questions
moving
for
on.
me?
Yeah, so I'm curious, like, when you were in, because there's this, I don't know if you've heard about this, but people in cults describe getting out kind of like putting, like, you have an invisible shelf in your brain, and like you'll see like a red flag, and you'll be like, I'm just gonna put it on the shelf and try to forget about it. And it starts like kind of piling up until something happens and it just like crashes to the ground. Like you have all the evidence you need, you're ready to go. Like, did you have any of those moments where you were like, this is kind of weird, but I'm just gonna maybe ignore it for now? And then like, was there one big thing or a few big things that made you be like, I need to get out of here?
It was going to jail that made me get out, and that made me realize like I have to get out of here, making me so obsessive to the point of where like I am seriously causing some harm that I don't mean to cause people at all, because like I'm blacking out. I don't know that I also have a just so like I black out and then like I'll just send stuff and not even know what I'm sending. So like
Wow.
but like it was going to jail. Like that's why I'm not mad that that happened. Like I have forgiven that person 100. I'm not mad it happened. It had to happen for me to get out of the cult. Thank God it happened. Thank God I went to jail. Please don't go to jail or do illegal to get yourself out of the cult. Just get yourself out of the cult. Don't be me.
Well, can I
Had I
ask?
not done that, I would have still been in the cult, still thinking that this stuff. I wouldn't have found
Really?
God again. I wouldn't all the stuff that I have now. I wouldn't have had.
Wow. Okay. So
So
do
do
you
you?
I
I
don't
don't
want
want to.
to, I mean, if you do share it and want me to cut it out, I can, but did you end up in jail because of actions that you felt like the cult was encouraging you to do? Wow. So it was kind of like,
The cult's doing. Even my mom said it was a condition of my release. She said you cannot do coaching. Well, she went to can't do stuff anymore. You crazy and obsessive. You are in jail. And
wow.
there's someone else in the documentary who was like, I went. Her daughter went.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. And it's it's
I feel
so,
like they should have been shut down. Like,
yeah, I
when
don't,
was the warning sign when the first 20 people went to jail? Because it's not just me, it's been numerous amounts of people that have gotten obsessive over a guy to the point of where they have ended up in jail. And like,
well,
I feel like at this point, just shut it down and just open up a matchmaking service, give the people what they want,
yeah.
and then just start like picking
That's a
eeny
good
meeny
point.
miny mo, you guys will be great together, and then give people therapy, get your actual therapy license, apparently easy in some states to get that, and
That's what I
become
don't
therapists and
understand.
help people. Like
I
that's what I don't
know.
understand. Like if you want to be a dating coach, be a dating coach.
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy to just turn your business around into dating coaching and then fuck all the bullshit. Like, they could do it in seconds. They're millionaires.
I know.
And they could
It's
still keep the PFU name and then just change the business name on the form, you know? You could still
yeah.
be under the same parent company. There's
I agree wholeheartedly.
You'd
Um,
make a lot more money helping people find love if you charged people $400 each to find their romantic love interest. I bet everyone would pay for it just to
I
find the
know.
perfect person. if you did a matchmaking service, I just think that what they're doing is dumb. And if they actually did a matchmaking service, first of all, more twins would come into union if they believe in twin flames, you know? Because, like, you
Yeah.
could get them in that much faster and be like, you could avoid all this shit by just being together,
That's
you
actually
know?
a really good point.
Just saying. Like, why do you have to do all this? Why? Why? Why can't you just be like, yeah, let's become dating coaches and change the business and like revolutionize love and become love gurus?
Yeah. Well,
Because we really have a wet dream of being a relationship coach.
oh my
And we love matching people up together and finding
yeah,
love for people. So just go find love
go
for
do
people, you
it.
dumb morons. Have them fill out a profile. Like, I don't know, like have them fill out a profile of who they are and be like, this one, this one, this one, this one. You know what I mean? Like
That's
an exclusive dating service.
you should I don't know if you
And then
do
include a subscription, like a monthly subscription rate, like
you
ten
said you
dollars
were
per
at
person.
I
Where you,
mean,
if you're in the group, you have to pay the money, and if you don't pay the money, you get kicked out. Like, do that. Like,
yeah,
you
that'd be
guys,
way easier. You should totally make a stand-up set once you feel good, like,
right? Once I feel
because
good in it, I used to
you
do
do
stand up
theater.
comedy. I used to actually do it. I was talking with some people because, like, I used to do comedy. And so I was talking to some comedians, and they're like, "We're waiting for your 2 hour comedy special."
Yeah,
About Twin Flames universe and like being a part of TFU and what it was like and like the funny version that everyone wants to see. I'm
yeah,
like I'm like,
that would be
well,
great.
maybe I'll develop it, maybe I'll develop a 2 hour if I got it in me, 2 hours worth of jokes. Maybe. Who
Oh
knows?
my god, I love that. I
I
love that.
need to get a ghostwriter on it. I have a team of ghostwriters and we're working on a book. Maybe I could just have them take like a page off the book and write a set for me. Like, can you like just write the whole special for
Write all the
me?
jokes. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
like I'll pay you $50. You give me a comedy special. We shake hands. You walk away. I walk the other way. I'm kidding.
So,
I can write all my own jokes. I'm perfectly capable. I
I
always
mean, I you just had me cracking up for like 5 minutes straight,
right,
so
exactly. That's a 5 minutes of
you
stand up right
you got 5, yeah,
there.
you only 55 to go.
Right.
Um
55 more
um,
minutes.
so how are you feeling because you're so fresh out, you're going to church, you said you're doing therapy, you have a proper diagnosis. Where do you feel in your healing journey? Like, are you anticipating it being ongoing, or are you just taking it day by day and seeing what happens? Like, what's your process looking like in your healing and deconstructing from all of this?
Um, I have been making posts for others on about like you get out of the. I'm trying to heal by doing podcasts, and I'm trying to heal by spreading the word about how the warnings. Like if you get too deep into, if you get too obsessed, this is gonna happen. Just like it's happened to me, like it's happened to other people. Like I want to warn people. I want to write a book, which is what I'm working on now. Um, in the next mode, I haven't. I already like got the starting process and I signed the contract. It's a matter
Oh,
of
that's
like
so cool.
starting the project. But like we're working on a book and we're getting others' testimonies as well. And so when we're working on the book, we're gonna have the stories, my story as well as others. It might just be one giant book about me if we can't get other people's, testimonies and become my autobiography. Uh but
Wow.
I'm very excited for it because they're going to help me get it published and every should be an actual
Oh, I love that. I love that you're because sometimes there's always this debate on should you heal first, be an activist later, or can activism help you through your healing? And it sounds like for
activism
you,
helped me through my healing.
yeah, yeah. I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. So I'm just curious, like, if there's anything you could say to the leaders or your old coach, what would you say to them?
Can you just quit and become like dating coaches at this point? Do the dating coach, change the forum. None of you want to this. I know you people. None of you actually want to do this anymore. You're all sick of it. You're all sick of the same bullshit over and over and over again. Stop exhausting yourselves. Repent, become born again Christians and change the entire thing to be a dating service you'll make 10 times more money, making people pay a monthly fee to be in the group. And then also, you could have dating coaching. You guys are pretty much all qualified to be dating coaches at this point. So just do that instead, okay? And like have people take a lead, like a dating course, like ascension coaching, gone. Dating coaching now. Like become a certified dating, you know what I mean? And then just like match people, help people actually find love, because I could have used that rather than
Yeah.
all of this. Like you could have found me someone in seconds. There are over 25,000 people in that group. My perfect match had to have been somewhere, and you could have partnered me with a really nice guy, okay, who wasn't crazy and insane and like a nice person. You could have saved me a lot of heartache because you had the means to do so, but you can also save someone else. So I feel like,
Yeah.
just do
Well,
that, become better
yeah.
people and do better.
Well, and then that way they could pair up like common interests, what people are attracted to, how people identify.
That way, it's still finding your
Yeah.
twin flame, but do
Yeah.
twin flame dating service.
Yeah.
Just change the
You
last
make
name to dating service. Like
you make it sound so
you
simple.
can have all the same, you can have the divine dish still, you can have that still. It is that simple. You can do it under the same parent company. You don't got to change anything else because it's an online forum. Like, you can still pay people under the same payroll. People change their company name all the time, and then the store name doesn't change. So then, because taxes, it's not,
Yeah.
it's not anything shady. Like, just
Yeah.
do better. Like, charge people for dating coaching. Like,
Yeah.
actually help people work through their issues together as couples in union.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
feel like
think
that's
that's great.
healthier, way
Yeah.
healthier. And
Yeah.
then you don't have to encourage harassment. You never got to worry about being shut down. You never got to spend a day worrying about bullshit anymore. I hope they see this. I hope they see this idea because it's brilliant. And they'd make way more money doing this than the crap that they're doing now because everyone would have to pay a fee.
And
I'm
they need
on
to give you
TV.
20% for the idea.
Right. Give me 20% for the idea. We know that's never going to happen, but like we
No,
can
they'll
pray.
keep all their
I
money.
wish.
I know,
I
right?
wish. You'd
I
make so
know.
much more. You could make $25,000 if you charged everyone $100 to be in that group for the month, which is like way more than a coaching session costs, and like force them to pay it to be a part of the group still, and just talked about twin flames being in union, none of the toxic bull crap. You know what I mean? Broadcast the ones in union that you help find love, right? Like that
Yeah.
would be so much healthier and such a better way, like a better way of spending time than all of this. Like, why?
Why? I know that's my question. I'm always like, why? What are you gaining? What are you gaining?
What are you gaining? Why can't you do this other thing instead? You make $25,000 a month. Are you people want to stay in the group, they'll pay the fee. Are you dumb? Like, how stupid can you be? I
Man,
don't know.
this has been so enjoyable. I feel like you have so much to offer and you have so many great ideas and are funny and creative and talented. I mean, I'm just going from, you said you had a theater background, and I'm just thinking of like my old theater friends and stuff. And
Mm,
like, I feel like you are moving into this new phase of your
I
life,
am.
and you
Oh,
seem like
also, I am, but also you could do a wedding stage,
you
like a wedding package, so that after people find love and then end up together, you could do like airfare package for like a vacation for them, right? And plan the entire vacation from start to finish of where they'll go. Book them at the
it's
Omni
full
Resort for
service
4 days.
love.
Full service love. Do like a vacation package, right? That's a brilliant idea. The
Hey,
vacation package to make money, and then like
you
after that,
gotta
honeymoon planning, and then like planning the wedding. And it's you'd make so much money. Why are you doing this? I'm
you
sorry.
should just trademark that idea.
Right? I should. Maybe I should do my own and
You
like take all the
should.
old coaches
Yes.
and like open up our own twin flame, like actual dating service,
That,
and
I
like
mean,
make it a popular,
yeah. I
make
think
money
that's a
off of
great
finding people
idea.
real love.
Real love. Real love
Mhm.
is the operative phrase.
Yeah.
So before we sign off, because I just feel like this is such a positive, like I love hearing the positive outcome from a situation. So before we sign off, like do you have any words? Okay, let's do two things. Anything else you want to share, one, but also any message you want to give to anyone who might see this video and still be in the group, but like afraid to come out of it?
You can safely come out of the group. They're not going to come after you. They're not going to do anything like that. They haven't to me. This is the second podcast I've been on, so they haven't done anything. I don't think they wish me any harm. I hope not. I don't wish them any harm. I just hope that they maybe go take my ideas and make some money, dude. Like, I don't know. That's the smart thing. Like, I would take the ideas and run. Uh uh
Sorry, you were
right?
hilarious.
Like, I just gave you some stellar ideas.
Yeah.
Take those ideas and run with it and let me go. uh, but I think you need to decide yourself. Leave when you're ready. If you leave too soon, things might fall apart a little. So don't don't do that to yourself. Like, find a good therapist. I wish I had done it that way, doing it all at once. Here we are.
Wow, I'm really so grateful that we were able to connect. Like this has been such a good interview and thank you for being so open. So many people who leave cults are absolutely terrified to speak out and talk about it, and it takes someone really brave to be able to do that. And also it takes someone brave to be like, yeah, I've had 6 restraining orders because of
Well,
this group.
also, like, here's the thing. I don't think they can really come after me because if they did, there's way too much evidence because there's a documentary and everything. I could countersue for emotional distress, take back all my money and all theirs because I have literally spent a college education, like a semester of college on healing. So
That's
I
yeah.
could sue them.
Yeah.
So I think it's safe for me because I'm the craziest out of everyone, you know? Um, like speaking, I'm getting better and not as crazy and insane anymore. But if they come after me, I promise you, I will turn around and my family will fight back and we will go after
Yeah. I mean, I've made like 12 videos about them and they haven't done
you.
anything
Yeah,
besides
good.
block
Mhm.
me. So
Right.
I don't know. I don't know.
Thank
Not
God.
that I want, I'm not, I mean, I hope it never happens, but I think they've got bigger fish to fry, like
Right.
maintaining their reputation than worrying
Right.
about, you know,
Hmm.
me. But, and you have like a support of a lot of people that used to be in the group. And
Yes.
you know, if you don't know who they are yet, let me know and I can connect you to some
Of
because
course.
they're
Yes.
wonderful people and like all had similar experiences. So, yeah. Thank you so much for your time. I
You're
really,
welcome.
really appreciate it.
Yeah,
And
I enjoyed meeting you. You were very nice.
oh, you are too. This was so fun. Like I haven't laughed like this in an interview, especially a cult interview. I was not expecting that. So
I'm telling you, maybe I should take your idea and go get a comedy special.
I'm gonna say, like, let me
Maybe
know
I should
when
make the book funny and make it like a
you should.
comedian book.
You
Like,
should.
I should.
You should. You should. I think that would be great. It would be so enjoyable. Well, thank you so much, Danielle. And I just really, really appreciate your time. Is there anything else you want to say before we sign off?
I don't think so, but thank you for having me.
Course. Wow, I want to just say thank you so much, Danielle, once again for jumping on my channel and sharing your story and all your ideas. That was, like I said at the beginning, such an entertaining interview, even for me, who's done a few of those. And it was so refreshing. And I wish you all of the best in your healing journey. Now, I'm sure you were very entertained by Danielle, and she gave me permission to share her TikTok. Her TikTok is It's Just Danny with 2 eyes 003. She posts a lot of great content up there, and she's got a big personality like we all saw, so you will be very entertained and educated over there. So please consider going and supporting her. I will leave a link to her TikTok in that pinned comment down below as well. Please let me know what you guys think of this interview, share any thoughts, and please be kind to one another in the comments. It takes a lot for someone to come out and be brave and speak up and share their story and be vulnerable. So please join me in sharing some appreciation to Danielle. And with all of that being said, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful and safe holiday weekend if you're in the US. And otherwise, please have a fun and safe weekend. Maybe you're not doing fireworks, but maybe you're, indulging a little bit and taking care of yourself. Remember to be safe out there, always ask questions, and always stay skeptical. Thank you guys so much for all of your support, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye.